My name is Julia. I am 36 years old. I live in a small town near the mountains. The air here is fresh. The streets are quiet. People know each other's names. There is one bakery, one post office, and a small flower shop. That flower shop is mine. I don't have a big life. I don't travel. I don't go to parties. I don't wear expensive clothes or fancy shoes. But I have something more important. I have love. I met Michael when I was 20. I was young, shy, and still in college. He was 5 years older. He had strong hands, kind eyes, and a calm voice. He worked as a builder and loved making things with wood. He always smelled like sawdust and soap. The first time he smiled at me, I felt warm inside. The second time, I forgot how to speak. By the third time, I knew I would marry him. And I did. We had a simple wedding in my parents' backyard. White chairs, yellow flowers, and a soft song playing from a speaker. I wore a second-hand dress. He wore his nicest shirt and a crooked tie. But when he looked at me, I felt like a queen. After that day, we built a small house together. One kitchen, 2 bedrooms, a tiny garden. Nothing big, but it was enough. It was ours. He painted the walls. I picked the curtains. We cooked together. We laughed. We danced in the kitchen on rainy days. 5 years later, we had a son. His name is Ben. He has my nose and Michael's eyes. He talks too much, asks too many questions, and loves peanut butter. He is 7 now. He likes dinosaurs, magic tricks, and bedtime stories about the moon. Every morning, Michael made coffee and left 1 cup for me on the table. Every evening, we watched the news and talked about our day. Every night, before sleeping, he reached out and held my hand. He didn't say much. He was not a man of many words. But when he looked at me, I understood everything. I didn't need flowers or poems or big promises. I just needed the way he looked at me across the room, like I mattered, like I was enough. Sometimes I look at my life and think, is this too small? Some of my friends moved to big cities. They had big jobs and busy days, but I didn't feel small. I felt full. One day I asked him, "Do you ever wish for more?" He looked at me and smiled. Then he said, "I already have more. I have you." That was Michael. Always simple, always sure. He didn't dream about fame or money. He dreamed about dinner at home. He dreamed about teaching Ben to ride a bike, about building a swing in the backyard, about Sunday mornings with pancakes and music on the radio. And I was happy. I truly was. Some days were hard. We didn't have much money. I worked part-time at the flower shop. He took extra jobs on weekends. But we made it work. We laughed more than we cried. We had quiet joy. I used to fall asleep listening to his breath beside me. It was slow, deep, and peaceful. And every night I whispered to myself, I hope this never ends, but sometimes life changes when we least expect it. It was a Friday. The sky was gray. The wind was cold. The town felt quiet, like it was waiting for something. I was at the flower shop. I remember that clearly. A woman came in and asked for white roses. She said it was her daughter's birthday. I wrapped them with care. I smiled, but my heart felt heavy, though I didn't know why. At 5, I closed the shop and walked home. Ben was already there, sitting on the floor with his toy cars. Michael was in the kitchen. He was making tea and singing an old song. He always sang the same one on cold days. He turned to me and smiled. "Hey, sweetheart," he said. "Hey," I smiled back. "How was work?" He shrugged. "A bit hard today. My chest feels tight. Maybe the cold." I stopped. "Your chest hurts?" "Just a little," he said. "I'm fine. I'll rest after tea." I didn't like the way he looked. His face was pale. There was sweat on his forehead, but he was calm, so calm. And I wanted to believe he was okay. We ate dinner, chicken soup and bread. Michael sat with us, but he ate slowly. He touched his chest once or twice. Then he said, "I think I'll lie down early tonight." Ben kissed him on the cheek. "Night, Daddy." I watched Michael walk into our bedroom. He moved slowly. That scared me. At 9, I cleaned the kitchen. At 10, I checked on Ben. He was asleep, his arm over his teddy bear. At 10:30, I walked into my room. Michael was lying on his side. His hand was on his chest. "Michael?" I whispered. He didn't answer. I walked closer. I touched his shoulder. It was warm, but he didn't move. "Michael?" I said again, louder this time. Still nothing. I turned on the lamp. His face was still. His mouth was slightly open. There was no sound, no breath, no rise and fall of his chest. I froze. My heart jumped into my throat. I shook him. "Michael, wake up. Michael." Nothing. I grabbed the phone. My hands were shaking. I called the ambulance. My voice cracked as I spoke. I could barely say the words. "My husband? He's not breathing. Please come. Please hurry." They came fast. I don't remember how many people. I don't remember what they said. They tried. I watched them press on his chest. Again and again. I stood in the hallway, holding the doorframe, biting my lips, praying, crying, and then one of them looked at me. His eyes said it all. "I'm sorry," he said softly. My knees gave out. I sat on the floor. The world felt far away. I heard Ben's small voice from the hallway. "Mom, what's happening?" I couldn't answer. I couldn't breathe. My whole body shook. My heart screamed inside me, but no sound came out. Michael was gone. The man who held my hand every night. The man who built our home. The man who said, I already have more, I have you, gone. Just like that, in one cold, quiet night, my life changed forever. The first morning was the hardest. The sun rose like it always did. The birds sang. The sky turned soft blue. But everything inside the house was silent. Too silent. I sat at the kitchen table. His cup was still there. The one he always used. The one he left out for me every morning. I couldn't drink my tea. I couldn't eat. I couldn't stop looking at the chair where he used to sit. Ben came in. His eyes were tired. He climbed into my lap and put his head on my chest. We didn't speak. We just sat there. That became our morning routine. No talking. No music. No coffee. Just silence. I stopped going to the flower shop. I called the owner and said, I need time. She understood. People in small towns usually do. The days felt long. Each hour stretched like a rope pulling on my chest. I cleaned things that didn't need cleaning. I folded the same towel 3 times. I stared at the walls. I couldn't cry in front of Ben, so I cried in the bathroom with the water running so he wouldn't hear. He started asking questions. Where did Daddy go? Why can't he come back? Will you go too? I didn't know how to answer. I tried, but my voice broke, so I just held him and whispered, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. But inside, I wasn't sure. I wasn't strong. I wasn't ready. I wasn't me. One morning, I forgot to pack Ben's lunch. The school called. A soft voice said, Julia, is everything okay? I wanted to say yes. I wanted to say I was fine. But I couldn't lie. That night, Ben didn't eat dinner. He just sat and looked at the empty chair. Then he said something I'll never forget. Mom, please don't disappear like Dad. My hands stopped moving. My heart sank. I looked at him, his little face, his big, scared eyes. That night, I didn't cry in the bathroom. I cried with him in my arms. The next day, someone knocked on our door. It was Mrs. Green, our neighbor. She was old, gentle, and always wore purple sweaters. She didn't say much. She just hugged me, a long, quiet hug. Then she said, You are still here. That means something. I didn't know what it meant, but her words stayed in my mind. That afternoon, I opened a notebook. A gift Michael gave me last year. I picked up a pen and I started to write, Dear Michael, today was hard. I wrote about the morning, about Ben, about how the bed felt too big, how I couldn't fold his shirt, how I forgot how to smile. The next day, I wrote again, Dear Michael, I washed your jacket. It still smells like you. It became a habit, a small one, but it helped. Each night, after Ben went to sleep, I wrote to Michael. Sometimes just one line, sometimes a full page. Sometimes just, I miss you. The words didn't fix the hole in my chest, but they gave it shape. They gave the pain a place to live. I didn't know what healing looked like. I still don't. But I knew one thing. I didn't want Ben to grow up with a ghost for a mother. I wanted him to laugh again, to feel safe, to see light in our home. One morning, I opened all the windows. I let the wind in. The curtains moved. The sun touched the floor. I played a song. The same old one Michael used to sing. Ben looked up. He smiled, a real smile. I smiled too. It felt strange, like something new, but also familiar. That evening, I cooked his favorite dinner, mac and cheese with little carrots. We ate at the table. I still looked at the empty chair, but I didn't cry. Not that time. After Ben went to bed, I sat alone. I opened the notebook. I wrote, "Dear Michael, today I smiled. I think you would have smiled too. One rainy afternoon, I decided to clean the closet. Michael's closet. It still smelled like him, like wood, soap, and something warm I couldn't name. I folded his shirts one by one. I touched the sleeves like they were his arms. I sat with his old sweater for a long time, just holding it, breathing it in. Then, on the top shelf, I found a box. It was small, brown, tied with a red string. I didn't remember putting it there. I didn't know what was inside, but something told me to open it. Inside, there was a letter. My name was on the front. Julia, it said, in his handwriting. My hands shook. My eyes filled with tears before I even read the first word. He had written me something he never gave me until now. I sat on the bed, I took a deep breath, and I read, "My dear Julia, if you are reading this, it means I didn't get to say goodbye." I stopped. The words blurred. I pressed the paper to my chest. Then I kept going. I want you to know how much I love you. Every day, every breath, you made my life full, even on the quiet days. You are strong, Julia, even if you don't feel it. Even when the house feels cold, even when Ben asks questions you can't answer. You are not alone. My love is still with you. It's in Ben's smile. It's in your morning tea. It's in every flower you touch. Don't stop living. Don't stop laughing. Don't stop loving. You still have so much to give to Ben, to the world, and to yourself. Please take care of your heart. Let it hurt. Let it heal. Let it hope again. I believe in you, Julia. You always took care of me. Now, take care of you. Love always, Michael. I held the letter close. I didn't cry this time, not like before. These were not tears of pain. They were something softer, something like light. I read the letter again, slowly, every word, like a song I didn't want to forget. That night, I placed it by my bed, next to my notebook, next to the pages where I had written, "I miss you." For the first time in many weeks, I made tea. 2 cups. I drank both. Ben walked in. He saw me holding the warm mug, and he smiled. He asked, "Did Daddy write that?" I nodded. He didn't say anything, but he climbed into my lap like he used to. We sat like that, no tears, just quiet, just breathe, just love. And I whispered, "I think it's time." 1 year later, the morning looked the same, but I was not the same. The sky was still soft. The wind was still quiet, but something inside me had changed. I woke up early. Before the alarm, I made tea, just 1 cup now, and that was okay. Ben came into the kitchen. His hair was messy. He rubbed his eyes. Then he smiled at me. "You're up early," he said. "For you," I said back. We both laughed. It was small, but it felt big. I packed his lunch, peanut butter and jelly, just like he liked it. Then I tied his shoes. He kissed my cheek. We walked to school together, the same path, the same trees. But I noticed the birds this time. I heard them again. At the school gate, Ben waved. "Love you, Mom." "Love you too, sweetheart," I said, and I meant every word. On the way home, I stopped by the market. I bought apples, some milk, and a bunch of tulips. Michael loved tulips. He once said they looked like little cups of sunlight. I smiled when I remembered that. I still do. I went back to the flower shop, the same old door. The bell still rang when I walked in. The owner smiled wide. "Julia, you're back." "Yes," I said. "I think I'm ready." She hugged me. She didn't ask questions. She just said, "We missed you." And I believed her. I put the tulips in a vase. Yellow, bright, warm. I placed them near the window where the sun could find them. A woman came in. She looked tired. She asked for something gentle. I gave her lavender and white daisies. She smiled and said, "These are perfect." And I thought, yes, they are. Later that evening, I walked home. The air was cool, but not too cold. I looked up. The stars were clear. Ben was drawing at the table. Dinosaurs again. He showed me his picture. "I made this one happy," he said. "He has a family now." I made dinner, mac and cheese. He ate 2 bowls. Then we washed the dishes together. Before bed, he hugged me tight. He asked, "Do you still miss Daddy?" I nodded. Every day, he thought for a moment, then said, "I think he misses us too." I smiled. "I think so, sweetheart." After he slept, I sat on the couch. I opened my notebook, the same one, still full of letters. I didn't write that night. I just held it, like holding a memory, like holding something soft. I looked around the room. Same walls, same photos, but everything felt new. Not because life was perfect, but because I had found peace. There was still an empty chair, still a quiet space beside me, but it didn't feel broken anymore, just different. I lit a small candle, one of Michael's favorites. It smelled like pine and winter. I let it burn slow. I whispered into the stillness, "Thank you for loving me. I'm loving us now." Then I stood. I walked to the window. The moon was bright, and for the first time in a long time, I felt ready for tomorrow.